Good afternoon. Call to order the regular meeting of the Tiki Island City Council on Tuesday, July the 15th, 2025 at 6 p.m. in the Public Safety Building. Roll call: Telchik here, Neblett
Here.
Haley
Here.
Cunningham, Walker
Here.
Muscat.
Here.
Would y'all please stand and say the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Citizen comments on agenda items only must be signed in on sign-up sheet, limited to 2 minutes. All right. Consent agenda. All items marked with single asterisk on the consent agenda are considered routine by the City Council and will be acted upon in one motion. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member requests them. A, approval of the minutes for June 17, 2025 regular meeting. B, payment of bills for June 2025 investment officer report for June 2025. Can I get a motion?
Motion approved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Mayor and Alderman's reports. Reports are limited to community interest as defined by the Texas Local Government Code, Section 551.0415. No action will be taken. Mayor's report. We had AT&T come into office and talk to Brandy last week. They're going to run fiber optics all over the island. There'll be a further update on it when they get ready to start, but it's going to depend on Hunter and his roads and some other things. Alderman's report. Neblett.
We are working on a package of road work for asphalt streets to remove and relay 2 inches of hot mix that will be done after Labor Day, but before new budget year of October 1st. Still working on which streets, but that's in progress. Brandy and I are working on it. That's all.
Thank you.
Question quickly.
Yes.
How are you determining which streets are priority?
I have a spreadsheet of what work we have done since I got involved in 2017, plus citizen complaints, plus driving and surveying streets.
Okay, so if citizens have, if there are streets that they're quite concerned about, should they just contact you or come to the office?
Nobody.
No?
Nope, it's going to be on the list, and we're going to get to everybody's street as time goes on. But we're going to go by the streets what we think is the worst, and then we'll go from there. It's not going to be, it's going to go by the worst to the best.
Okay. I mean, I trust you, Hunter, it's not that. Just
Yeah,
people
but
have
the
to-
citizens calling in and telling them my street's bad, we know all the streets are bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Cunningham's not here. Haley?
Just an update for looking forward to 2026 with the police department. We've come up with some new things that we think are going to attract some new recruits that we need for the force, and things are looking great for the police department. So I'm excited about it. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Muscat?
Working with Brandy on the budgets for next year, so getting a deep dive on everything that's happening behind the scenes, it's all making pretty good sense. And we also had a great 4th of July celebration, so kudos to everybody who worked on that. That was a great turnout and a great event and great planning on it, so very happy to be here.
Thank you. Walker?
A couple items, reported a down channel marker to 4th of July. Actually, somebody ran their boat right over it about 11:30 at night, right off our dock. Some saw it. It is a hazard because it's just barely sticking above the water, but Brandy's already called it in and it's gonna get repaired. But everybody just needs, we're gonna have somebody else that's gonna hit that.
There's two, there's also
Yeah.
another one in front of the aisle.
We know there's another one. The one got hit actually on the 5th,
Yeah.
but right over it. Working with Tiki and garden, in conjunction with the garden club to get the oak trees trimmed at the 2 reserves, the ones that basically the chairs sit under. Tiki installed those, they've had 0 maintenance. There is so much dead in those trees that they really need to be maintained. So I'll either end up at the Tiki meeting tomorrow night, or I'm working with Chad Prince, landscape committee for that, to try to get them to get that done. They all need to be done. The priority is the one that basically the benches sit under because there's low hanging and a lot of dead. And then I have an inquiry into Gabriel about actually getting a cost estimate if we were to repaint the front sign at the front of Tiki. So just starting to work on getting estimates on signage if that ends up staying in the budget.
Can you, okay, you might want to mention to people about your poles. They're not made to tie up to, and they're not supposed to be tied up to. They're not a boogie marker for somebody to
No,
tie up to.
they-
Even on the 4th of July fireworks,
They
everybody
weren't-
was tied up to them.
They
They're not
weren't, they
supposed
weren't
to.
tied up to it, and basically right off our dock, if you're coming across from, you know, either the ICW or that way, when you come across, and those things have lights on top of it, but the guy was on plane and either just never saw it, which I have no idea how he never saw it, or there were other circumstances, and literally hit it full on, to where the back of his boat went up. My son was out there fishing with his friend. Nobody was hurt. The guy stopped his boat and then went on, but the marker's down, where it's just barely above
It's
the
already been
water.
reported, and there are people
Yeah.
going to fix it.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Reports and presentation. Fire department report is in the package. Police report.
Calls for the month of June 2025, 34 agencies assist, 1 escort, 12 fire EMS, 1 line down, 2 loud music, 2 marine calls, 1 mental health, 1 shot fired, 4 silent 911, 1 suspicious circumstances, 2 suspicious person, 1 suspicious vehicle, 2 deaths, 1 traffic accident in the city, 1 traffic complaint in the city, 3 trespassing, 1 violation of city ordinance, 10 traffic stop citations, 26 traffic stop warnings, a total of 70 calls.
Thank you. We do have a fire department report. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Fire department, month of June, we had 5 medical calls consisting of 1 lift assist, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 3 general medicals. As far as fire goes, we had 1 fire alarm, 1 power line down. Mutual aid was given to by Vista twice, and we assisted PD on another call for a total of 16 calls.
Thank you. Sorry to pass you up. Building inspector report is in the package. Emergency management report.
So, 'tis the season. Watching whenever this is gonna be gone. The boat won't have a better fix till about this time tomorrow on their modeling. Looking at their spaghetti models, it all seems like Louisiana. It's gonna take most of it, but that's as of right now. Can't predict the future. Made some changes to the emergency management page on the website. You can see the Tiki alert at the top. It's supposed to be going to my page, and it's just got a list of organizations for the July 4th flooding. These are vetted organizations, and their website links, so they're not spam or fictitious sites or anything like that. These are legitimate sites to go to. You feel free to donate. Looking at with the flooding, might be a deployment coming in for myself through the Incident Support Task Force that I'm part of. I haven't gone yet because I've got a class that I'm going to next week. So I'm looking, after I get that done, to be able to deploy. And they're gonna be there for at least 6 more months, especially if they get more rain and more flooding. They're gonna have to keep continuing to reduce stuff. Do you wanna jump back to the website? Also on the emergency management page, I've put the community lifeline status for our city. These are color coded. Green is good. Any other color, there's something else going on. That could be water system issues, road issues, freeway issues. And as needed, I'll update that as well. That's another source for the public to see what's going on. And below it, it's got this kind of a breakdown of the categories and how those top markers correspond to the bottom ones. So if one's particular section is impacted, that'll change the color to it. And it'll give a little bit of description of what's happening.
Given what happened in Central Texas, should we put this at the top of the page so as people go to the page to see it, that's what pops up immediately instead of having to scroll down to
I
find what's
would like to
happening here?
do that, yes. Playing with the website, the way it's built, I haven't figured out the way to do that
Okay.
myself. So I'm gonna be reaching out to
Okay.
get.
Ask that one.
Yeah.
We got, yeah.
This was something I did like one day.
No, that's
Yeah,
cool.
No, I like the
I like it.
presentation,
Yeah.
like the elevated, just so everybody
Correct,
can
yeah.
see it first.
I would like to get it where the Tiki alert site is, or below it, or
Yeah.
somewhere, where you go to the first page on the website.
Yeah.
It's there.
We'll get together.
Let's see. Tomorrow, as part of my package to get my certification stuff, I'm working with a group of YouTubers. They're doing a tabletop exercise, some sort of radiological event in the region. We're in the region, so I'll be at the table doing whatever I need to do on my side for the city. Thursday, PIO Network meeting up in Houston. Class the following week, then have a PD class the week after that, and our Gaston County Local Works Planning Committee. That's all I've got.
I have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
So I saw this, I think in the Galveston Daily News or somewhere else, that supposedly TxDOT is publishing or has published like updated hurricane evacuation routes
Yes.
because of all the construction.
Not so much the routes, but the categories have been updated.
Right.
I reviewed it. They've actually got ours wrong.
Oh, great.
By our zip code, I've let them know they'll update it next year. I told them we're lumped in with Galveston's zip code as far as that goes. But yeah, I have seen that. Everything that I've got from TxDOT too, anything that gets close to the Gulf, we gotta make sure construction stops and all the lanes northbound are gonna be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 3 days, 3-day evacuations instead of 2-day before evacuation.
Yes. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Animal control report in the packet. General business and action items. A, discuss and take action to approve removing Alan Scott as authorized signer on the accounts and replace with Tony Muscat. Can I get
Motion to approve?
a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. B, discuss and take possible action to amend Chapter 4 Animals in the Code of Ordinance to establish regulations on the number of animals allowed, exotic animals, leash requirements, and abandonment of animals. I get a motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss.
Go ahead.
The majority of this I'm okay with. The section on the number of dogs and cats limited. One, I'd like to know what's driving that, and I'd like to know where the number 3 came from.
It's
3
been in
dogs.
here since it was taken out when they redone the ordinance, but it's been in the ordinance for many years. It was done by several mayors back.
Why are we, I don't understand why it needs to be in here. It feels like you're kind of like limiting the number of children people can have. I mean, as long as people are reasonably keeping good care of their animals, how are we telling them how many they can have, and how do we police that? Complaint?
Complaints. If you had 10 dogs next door and they were barking, I don't know. It's up to y'all. Y'all write the ordinances.
I mean, I personally know people in the village that have, multiple dogs that probably exceed this, and those are some of the best well-cared-for animals I've ever seen. I worry that this looks restrictive. I'm not quite sure where that comes from, as long as the animals are in good health and in good care.
It was part of doing also people were raising dogs on the island and selling them.
Well, we can say you can't run a kennel, which it already says in here. I have a real issue with basically telling people, you basically can have 3 dogs or 3 cats for a combination of 2, anything over that, you're in violation. How do you police that? I mean, are we actually even policing it?
Well, it's
Probably
not
by
in there right
complaint.
now. It's not in there, and that's what they were asking to put in there.
Yeah, I agree. I have a hard time telling people how many animals they can have in their house as long as they're taken care of.
Well, I also think, I read through the whole deal and went to the Galveston Control District as well. And pretty much everything that we have in here is already in Galveston County, so it's a duplication. We talk about, Galveston County talks about cats, dogs, and ferrets, but then we limit it to cats and dogs, so I don't have anything against ferrets, but if we stay consistent with them, it'd be good. And the second thing is we talk about 3 months before you have to register. The county already clarifies it at 4. So whether or not you have a litter or bring some cat or dog in or ferret, if we stay with theirs, then the 3 months goes away. And then the Galveston County talks about 4 cats or dogs. It talks about it if you do a frequently asked questions on Google search, it clarifies and says 4. Then you go to the Galveston County website, it lists and says it's covered under Section 9. If you read Section 9, it doesn't have any counts in there. So it's almost, would be better off going to the county and saying, clarify Section 9, put in your count. To me, I think 3 or 4 gets to whether or not you're a breeder or a kennel. And so whether or not whatever Galveston says, once they establish a number, everything in here is already covered, so we don't need anything that's got to say we're following Galveston County. So, and I think you're listed as the member. I don't know if you know that on their deal.
No, I am.
So if they just clarified the count and put that back on, then we don't need any of this.
Yeah. Twice
I
a
don't
year,
think.
twice a year they have a meeting of the board, and so I'm the representative from here, so technically I'm on their board. That typically is about budget, it's not typically, but I've called them when we've had issues or complaints or things that were unclear about some of the things they do, so I'm happy to do that.
Well, yeah, when's the next time y'all meet?
What about this?
It'll be the fall, when it'll be during their budget
Altogether.
cycle.
Which one?
Striking section 4-3 altogether.
Well, we don't need to have anything. We just say that we're currently following the Galveston County, which is what we currently do. And so we don't need everything, every point in here, 4.2 or 4.3, 4.4, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, under section 4.5.
Yeah.
Everything that's listed
Same
is
program.
listed underneath Galveston County, with the exception of 3 versus 4 months and 3 versus 4 dogs, but then they don't clarify that,
So they have 4.5 wild animals, exotic animals.
Section 13 covers the exotic animals.
Yeah, theirs is
They
pretty
have
thorough.
Section 17 covers section 4.6.
Theirs is actually more thorough than ours because
Okay.
it's the regulations they use for the ARC as
Yeah.
well.
Like I said,
Provide support to.
The only differences I found were they include ferrets as basically a house pet.
The domestic.
And then it's where we say 3 months, they say 4 months. And then we quantify the number of animals at 3. If you do a Google search, theirs says 4. You go to their website, it says it's covered under section 9, but when you go read section 9, there's nothing there. So if they just added a quantity under section 9, our out is to say we just follow Galveston County
Or
14.
don't, they may decide
Or
they
don't.
don't want to have a quantity in there as well.
But if they don't have a quantity, they might have something under a health ordinance that says if you have more than 4, you're not considered a kennel or
Yeah.
a boarding house, which is now covered under health. So again.
So I have a contact there with table voting on this tonight, so that I can ping my contact there,
Yeah.
ask them about that, try to clarify that, and then we can come back next month and say, we're just gonna strike all of this and just adopt Galveston County's language.
That's what we already have.
That's
Just
what
to
we
be
have
clear, we already
currently.
have Galveston County's language.
Yeah, there's
Problem
an
we
agreement
went
on their
out of is the
website that we're all
dogs
signed
at
off
large.
on.
That was the biggest one,
Which one?
the dogs at large.
People putting their dogs running loose.
Yes,
But that's covered under,
but then you have
So
to
we're
call
gonna
animal
have to
control
change there?
or
No.
Well,
Galveston
clarify?
County
Yeah.
Oh,
to,
Yeah.
yeah, I think they have a
that's why
question
you're
on
having
it.
a lot of
on
people
what the
calling
limit.
and complaining about loose
yeah,
dogs.
but ours, the way it's written, we can only call the chief.
Right.
You can't call an officer, you have to call the chief. The chief is the only one who can
Okay,
pick it
I
up.
see what you're-
So then it gets into, well, you didn't call the right person. We also say that an individual can take it to any equivalent entity. So if I go pick it up, I could just say, well, I thought that Target was the same thing as,
Yeah.
you know, or Petco is the same as taking it to the pound.
Okay.
So I get it about the animals running, because there's been a bit of an issue with that, with people not having their dogs on leashes and going after people. So I would make a motion that we table a vote on this tonight, that I reach out to my contacts at ARC and get clarification on their language in terms of the number of pets, which I'm still not in favor of putting in. and then we come back next month and address this then with a different proposal.
Let's talk about the number of pets, the quantity, or the 3 versus 4 months. Just verify why they have the 4 months.
That's
And then,
age,
and then who would pick it up?
and
And
then,
if they don't have the resources, we need to know that, or if they're just
they have the
ignoring.
resources.
I know they do. but
Yeah.
okay.
The only thing we might want to have in here is potentially the at-large. So if they don't have language specifically that covers that, then we would probably want to have that in here, so that gives people recourse. But it probably should just be the police, not necessarily the chief. I don't know who it should be, but. Okay.
Yeah, I think if you.
All right,
look at the,
so I make a motion that we table vote on this item. I will reach out to my contact at ARC, get some clarification on the Galveston language.
I'll second.
Okay, I've got a motion tabled by Patty Walker, a second by Hunter Evelyn, that we table this and we'll come back next month. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. C, discuss and take action to approve estimate 000385 for monthly service charge of $86.25 for new email addresses at the City Hall and for the Board of Aldermen. Motion,
Motion to discuss,
go ahead.
just real quick, we make sure there's a 365 government, not this business one that they have listed in the item description, because .gov accounts can't use business, they have to use 365 government. It's a special like server just for government entities. We'll get with them, but that's it. That's all I have to say about it.
Okay, motion,
Approved.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Discuss and take possible action to approve estimate of 000386 for one-time fee of $1,304.99, and then annually at $1,094.99 for upgrade firewall and network for City Hall. Motion,
Approved.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Citizen comments?
Is that for the agenda?
Nope, this is for citizen comments.
My name's David Nickel. I live on Copeland. The other day, I had a mini excavator pull over on a property. I found out that the city does not require contractors to have insurance. And I would like to see the board get together and come up and make it mandatory that they approve an insurance before they go permit. I found out there's a lot of people that are working that don't have permits, don't have insurance.
What kind of insurance you talking about?
Garage owners are liability.
Liability insurance?
Yes.
Okay.
And if that, somebody got hurt on my property, I would have been responsible. Because they have zero insurance.
Any other citizen comments? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank y'all for coming.